Okay, I did do some work off camera on this. Kind of even the face out, and immediately I can feel somewhere that's not even. Okay, so I tried to even the face out. Well, what I was going to do now is work on this part right here. I'm going to have a shell at the bottom of this necklace, and I'll just go around it with this sweep and make a circle with it. Then I'll get a little bit bigger sweep. Oh no, let's see, I'm gonna have something, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess this all be back behind there now. That's really too much, too big. Just cutting the wood back behind it to kind of make it stand out. We got a dog howling there. I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm not out in the wilds, and coyotes are howling. There's some dog somewhere. And I say somewhere, it's obviously pinned up next door because it's not moving. And I'll just go with my original thoughts of having hair locks hanging off that. So I'm just going to outline that and push it behind the shell. And I have looked up some art stuff. Not really, don't consider myself an art expert, but odd numbers are good. So I'm gonna have 3 of whatever this is hanging out. I was just thinking it could be bear claws, but man, those would be huge bear claws. So hair locks, 3 hair locks there. 1, 2, 3. This more of a flat one here. Get out in between there. And then all this goes back that far, because that's laying on the chest, so that all has to be back farther than it is. And I'll just push that up there to that. And I'm gonna have this bone necklace coming out. And one thing I was working on the neck, and I know that's one of the deals that is a lot of times it's hard to make that neck as small as it should be. I'm out to have a bigger neck than necessary on these, and right up here it needs to go under the jaw. And what I do is kind of look at it from the profile, get the chin out there, and make sure that goes back enough. And here I've got this on top of it, on top of the neck. But anyway, that would go back. The neck would, you can see how well, maybe you can see the profile of the neck going back, where it's not just straight down, because the neck doesn't go straight down. It goes back toward the body. And then it comes up here, and it's got to go underneath the jawbone. Was that a mandible? And here I've got this this necklace I'm thinking about. It's going to be like little rib bones, and it's going to be in, I'm going to show 3 sections. So that's about where that'll end up, and this will be about where that's going to end up. I also cut some of this out away from the face. And I'm going to use a little V-tool to draw on there. Like the neck is round, so I want to start there and make a, I guess, a semicircle back to the underneath the jawbone where his neck would be, and then under here, this is going to be where the little rib bones would be for the necklace. And they're pretty straight, so it's not going to be just make a straight cut back to there. And I'll make little beads joining them. And I really normally wouldn't cut this in as much right now, but I'll go ahead and do that so you kind of know what I'm talking about. That'll be beads. And it's funny how that works out. If you put an even number of cuts in there, you have an odd number of bones. 1, 2, 3, 4 cuts, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bones. So okay, so I got that part done. This is pretty much done over here on the side. This is I can go ahead and cut out. I'm going to go ahead and use a V-tool to shove that back to where it needs to go. And you can see I've drawn a line on here where I'm going to make a fringe come around, but that'll be one of the last things I do. To me, the shoulder up here next to that hair lock needs to be, or braid, whatever you want to call that, that needs to go back. And if you want to be a little bit more realistic, you can like feel of your own body where your shoulder is. I'm kind of chunky though, so I have to push down and see how it would look on a real fit person. I'm already thinking about how this is gonna look, and I want it kind of scooped in the front. What I mean by that is I want an exaggerated deal would be I want this to come back like a backward. It'll look like a backward C, like that shape. I'll just cut that in. And I'll just cut up to the end of these hair locks because I'll detail that in a little bit more. That'll give you an idea of what I was talking about. Got a few little cleanup deals there that I guess I'll just go ahead and clean up. One of my other videos I was talking about carving clean, and it's really made me start looking at my own work more. Cleaner you keep it as you carve, the faster it finishes. All right, fixing to dive into working on the face. Everything's set in pretty decently. I've got this area here pretty well shaped. I'm not worried about getting it exactly the same, but I am going to shape it. I feel over here with one hand and cut with the other side. But everybody isn't exactly even from side to side, so I'm not too worried about that. Now going up to the face, just checking to make sure I want this thing as even as possible when I start at this point. And if you're just starting out, when you sharpen tools, I always have a little stick, and after I sharpen them, I'll test them on that, rather than getting over here to the carving and then saying, oh, I gotta go sharpen more. So just taking some stuff down a little more, and I want these to be pretty basic cuts, putting the details in. I'm just going to kind of draw this lower lid, actually the bag under the lid, and I know it's going to go back a little bit more, but not a whole lot. I want this to be pretty realistic. This bag over here on this eye is way too big. And I'll even go to a smaller gouge to finish this up. Alright, got my nose tool. And I'm using the sweep's a 7 and it's a 4mm. And I cut the bottom of the nostrils first. And that'll also give me the inside of the nostrils. Okay, this side got up a bit high, so I'll just go over here and cut that one up to match it. I have put some lines. It's about a quarter of an eye. Got an eye width between there and then the eye width. This would be the middle of the eye, and so about right there is where I want this nostril to be. So I made a mark on both sides. And that's where I want this, the widest part of the nostril to be on this guy. So that's my guidelines for that. And just like that, he can breathe. Trying to not get in front of the camera, and it sure makes it difficult, more difficult. Okay, I kind of like where those are, and I'll also use this tool to mark out a little bit more. Well, no, this I'm gonna go back in with a smaller gouge and just push that little corner up behind the nostril, push that little corner up behind the nostril, and then just take that on down.